Hi everybody and happy Wednesday. I hope everyone is feeling well and excited about our practice this evening. Hopefully we won't get too hot and sticky, but I don't know about you, I've had a really busy day, so it'll be a super relaxing session this evening. I don't know how you're fixed in terms of structure of your room, but if you can find a little bit of wall space for our relaxation this evening, that would be super fab. Again, you can relax in Shavasana, you don't need wall space, but if you can, that would be great because we can have legs up the wall. Also, I asked if everybody could have a rolled up towel this evening. You need something like a hand towel, maybe a bit bigger, but just something that you can roll up into a long sausage, or a couple of squashable cushions that you can squash into a long sausage, so that you can place that underneath your shoulder blades for a nice big shoulder release and a heart opening relaxation for our first part of the session. So if you want to go and get one of those, if you haven't already, and if you have, then just come and lay down on your mat. We're going to place our rolled up sausage underneath our shoulder blades, so literally just underneath the bottom of your shoulder blades, so that you can feel the tops of your shoulders coming down towards the earth slightly. Again, if this feels uncomfortable to you at any point, obviously please do remove it, but hopefully it will feel quite nice. And then we're going to roll the shoulders up, back and down, and take the hands onto the belly. Make sure that your chin hasn't started to lift. So we've got that nice long back of the neck too. And again, perhaps you might need something underneath the back of your neck, if your head, if you're feeling like your neck is being overly stretched, but try not to tilt the chin upwards. We want a nice long neck. And then from here again, if you're feeling tight across your low spine, then just take a gentle leg variation, either bringing the knees up or knocking them together. But if you can, just letting those legs come out long, letting the toes fall open, and just place the hands onto your belly, fingertips, forefingers together and thumbs together in a diamond shape around your belly button. And then when you're there, close your eyes down. Again, we want this space to be comfortable. It's not meant to be a torturous space. So if you're feeling like this is really too tight across your shoulders, or this doesn't give you space to breathe, again, it's meant to give you a nice big open feeling across your chest. So if that's not happening for you, then please do remove your prop and come just to lay flat on the floor. However you've positioned yourself, again, as always, just make sure that you're in the most comfortable space possible, so that you can allow yourself this time to just be still for a moment. Again, I don't want to put too much of my day on you, but I haven't spent most of it still, let's put it that way. So here's hoping that yours has been a little bit more still than mine, but either way, we're just taking this time to create a really safe, still space that we can let the body fall into relaxation. So on your inhale breath, take it all the way into that diamond shape underneath the hands. And as you exhale, big old sigh. Feel that sense of ease come to your body. Again, that real softness around the tops of your shoulders, allowing them to fall away from that midline. I'm going to do one more of those deep breaths. So really big breath underneath the thumbs and the fingers. Big sigh out. And just notice that softness that washes over the body, the relaxation through those muscles, the joints. Slowly letting the body unwind. And all the while we're creating an extra bit of space for your lungs, for your heart. Making sure the muscles of the face are nice and relaxed too. No tension across the brow, across the eyes. Maybe give your jaw a little wiggle from left to right. Notice any tension around the jaw. Take a moment to release it, and then close the mouth but part the teeth. And in this soft, still, safe space, asking ourselves how we're feeling today. Have we had time to check in and notice what is going on inside your mind, inside your body, around your lungs? Notice how perhaps the change in weather has affected your mood, maybe a little more brighter in these sunny days. As always, whatever is true for you, we take a moment to be okay with that, whether it be good, bad, indifferent, and holding our heart with a sense of kindness, with a sense of ease. And one more final breath in. Big sigh out. Get that gentle release through the body. Just roll over onto one side, still with eyes closed if you can, to remove your towel. And just come to lay again nice and flat on the floor. And just notice the difference in your breathing, in your body. Maybe there isn't that much difference, but maybe you feel just that little bit lighter across your chest, across your shoulders. Again, don't worry if it's not there for you, just finding a sense of softness for your body. And then on the inhale breath, you're going to sweep the arms all the way out to the side. Hopefully you're not bashing into ornaments when you're doing that, or cat's legs. And then take the hands into clasp above your head. Push the palms away from you, all the way through the top of the mat, and then wriggle your toes to point all the way through to beyond the bottom of your mat. Get that nice big breath in. And then as you exhale, big sigh, let the knees come into the chest, let the arms come out wide, and then bring the hands around those knees. Just a gentle rock from left to right. And a gentle circle around the sacrum, around the low back, around the top of the hips. Coming back the other way. And just noting what's there for you. And then very slowly we're going to take our rock forwards and backwards to come up to seated but with our knees bent. So you can blink the eyelids open and then come all the way up, knees bent, feet hovering off the floor if you can, rolling shoulders up, back and down. So I mentioned at the top of the class we're going to have a nice relaxing class, so I thought we'd get both toes out the way first off. So as you inhale, take a really big lift through the centre of your chest. And as you exhale, just open yourself out into boat pose. Inhale, draw the knees in. Shoulders down, exhale, floating out. Inhale, draw the knees in. Don't worry if the legs aren't straight on that exhale, just as much as you can to engage the belly. Again, inhale, draw yourself in. Nice little ball, and then exhale. Last two, inhale, nice and high through the crown of the head, soft through the shoulders, exhale. Last one, inhale, and exhale. Just come to place those feet down, wrap the left arm around the knees and the right hand behind. So fingertips tripoding behind you, rolling that right shoulder up, back and down as you turn to look over that right shoulder. So all the way up through the crown of the head, again down through both shoulders, just opening up middle back, upper back. Again, noticing how that feels for your body. Can you breathe through that compression beyond the base of your lungs? One more big breath in. And then as you exhale, big sigh. Turn to face the front, wrapping right arm around the legs. Left hand tripods behind the center of the back. Again, starting with a roll of the shoulder with that left shoulder up, back and down so we can lift the crown of the head and start to twist. Again, as you twist, just stay stationary for a moment and breathe those really deep, long breaths into the base of the lungs, into the belly if you can. Again, I know we're twisting, but see if you can really open up as deep as you can with the breath, challenging that length of the inhale. One more big breath in. And again, as you exhale, big sigh, and come to round it out through the front. So on the inhale breath, lift the arms. As you exhale, draw the center of the back behind you and tuck the head. So really rounding out through the back body. Wriggle your fingertips to reach even further forward. Opening the shoulder blades. Nice big breath in and out. On the inhale breath, you're going to open the arms out nice and wide. Roll your shoulders open and lift your chest. So a nice couple of breaths here, drawing shoulder blades down your back body, lifting and opening the throat. And then as you exhale, you're going to round it out again through your back. So it's kind of like a cat-cow with knees bent. So wiggling those fingertips forward, opening the back of the shoulder blades, again nice and long through your neck. And then on the next inhale, opening up the chest, rolling the shoulders open and lifting the throat. So now we're going to work a couple with our own breath. So don't wait for me, just using your own exhale and inhale. So as you're coming forward, you're coming through that exhale breath, through the whole breath to lengthen your spine. And as you inhale, you're opening the chest, rolling the shoulders, squeezing shoulder blades, opening collarbones. And again, as you exhale, we're coming to round it out through the back. Again, just noticing that sensation of openness as you inhale, that sensation of lengthening as you exhale, that release and contraction of your spine, of your body. Again, hopefully that feels good for your back. That feels nice and open for your chest. So last one, again we're going to round it out. Don't worry if you're not with me, just working through one last one. And then we're going to open it up. You're going to place those hands behind you, fingertips pointing towards your body, squeezing your elbows and wriggling your feet to around about hip width apart if they're not already. And then as you inhale, we're just going to lift the hips. Opening up the chest. As you exhale, come down, but not quite towards the floor. So inhale, lifting chest, squeezing elbows. Exhale. Inhale, nice and high with the hips. Exhale. Inhale, nice and high. Exhale. Last one, inhale, big lift. And exhale, this time all the way down to the floor. So crossing at the ankles, just rolling over onto all fours, bringing the kneecaps back as we start to lengthen out through that right leg. So tucking the toes, coming towards the base of the mat, and then on the inhale breath, you're going to lift your chest. So opening up through the upper body. As you exhale, tuck your bottom and push through the heels of the hands into that right calf muscle. So watch the shoulders, make sure they don't come up, pull them back and into their sockets so that all that energy is being lengthened into the back of the right knee, the back of the calf muscle, all the way through that Achilles. Big breath in and out. And then gently shift the weight halfway back to the front. From here, as you inhale, lifting that left arm up. And then as you exhale, slide that left arm underneath. So left arm underneath right, sorry for confusing on the first bit. And come onto the side of the hip, so nice and long through the back of that left shoulder. Shift more weight into your right heel and again lengthen out through the back of that heel. If you're feeling comfortable here, again, not sure about how comfortable you might be, but see how that feels if you want to lengthen the right arm. So taking those fingertips and walking them forward, that right set of fingertips. So really nice big stretch underneath the arm, but all the way through that upper back. Tucking tailbone under if you possibly can. Just, what's the word, refining that position to make it right for you. So don't worry about all those little extra bits if you're feeling a nice big stretch in the first part of that position. Again, big breath in. As you exhale, slide your right hand back beside the face if it's not there already. And as you inhale, lift that left arm all the way out and up. And then take that left hand behind the back. So you either place the heel of the hand into the sacrum, into the centre back, or you can slide it all the way around and find the inside of that right hip. Either way, we're rolling left shoulder up, back and down. We're keeping that lift in the right quad muscle, don't let it sink. And then the right shoulder is drawing back. So nice big expansive breaths, moving through a lot of twists tonight to really cleanse the body, let things squash and release. And then as you inhale, lift it all the way up. That's a technical yoga term, squash and release. Circle it forward and then come all the way down. So shifting the weight onto that right knee now, gently sway from left to right, and then take that left foot towards the back edge of the mat. Again, placing the hands just a little bit further forward than shoulder height, shoulder length, and then as you inhale, lift your chest. As you exhale, again, tuck the bottom and push the weight through the heels of the hands into that left heel. Again, the shoulders sometimes want to come forward, so if you can, managing them, pulling them down in towards their sockets. Allowing your breath to move freely across those newly opened lungs by our first position. Again, that nice super long breath in. Big old breath out all the way into that left calf muscle. And then as you inhale, take the right arm out to the side. And as you exhale, sliding that right arm underneath. Again, we want to come down onto the right side of the head, snuggling the shoulder underneath. Just staying there for a moment, swaying a little more weight into your left heel, pushing away from you to balance your body. And if this still feels good and comfortable, walk the left fingertips forward. Again, that nice long breath all the way down that left side body. Again, you can tuck the tailbone under if you want that last little bit of length for your body. But more importantly, concentrate on your breath. And on the next exhale, slide left hand back beside the face, pushing down through the heel of the hand. Inhale to lift that right arm all the way up. Again, we're going to cartwheel it behind the back, either heel of the hand into the sacrum or all the way around onto that left hip. Again, rolling right shoulder up, back and down, pulling away into left heel to lift that left thigh. Take a moment here to breathe all the way out through that right side of the chest, pulling the left shoulder back to get the breath into the left side of the chest. And then inhaling to cartwheel that right arm all the way up and forward and down. Again, left knee comes down, a gentle sway. And then bring those hands forward. Opening the palms as much as you can, stretching out through the fingertips, tucking toes under, and pushing through those heels of the hands so that we keep the weight low. We're keeping the weight into the back of the knees rather than shifting over the wrists and coming up. So gently lifting through the legs, pushing through the heels of the hands, keeping knees bent and opening up through that middle back. So really swaying from left to right with the hips. And seeing how that feels underneath your shoulders. Keeping everything open through that back body. So trying to take the weight away from upper body. And then come back to the center, take a nice big breath into the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Last one, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Inhale up high onto toes. Exhale down through the heels. Inhale up high here we're going to slowly walk our way to the top of the mat. As always, paddling the feet as flat-footed as you possibly can. And then coming up so that your heels are underneath your hips. Wriggling the toes, no tension through those toes. Gently lifting up halfway, fingertips on shins, shoulders back, lifting belly in. And as you exhale, bend the knees and fold over those thighs. Just grabbing hold of alternative elbows and seeing how that feels for your body, just to lengthen out in that way. Just letting gravity pull you down towards the floor in the way that it never usually does, always upright or seated. Certainly head is usually over our hips, so seeing if you can really get those muscles around your spine to relax, and we can allow the spine to open up a little bit. Again, those really nice long breaths here. Again, we're taking it easy in tonight's practice, so hopefully you're enjoying those long chances to breathe. And then bring those hands down and then slowly roll up, as always, one vertebrae at a time, taking the time to get there. Rolling shoulders up, back and down. And then just taking a gentle twist, just a standing twist, left hand onto right hip, right hand, back of the hand comes around the other side. And again, just looking over your right shoulder. Big breath in. Big sigh out. One more big breath in. Exhale, sigh, and come back round. Changing hands. Right hand onto left hip, left hand scooches to right hip. Turning to look towards the back. And a big sigh out when you're ready to exhale. Big breath in. Big sigh out, come back around to the front. Unwind those arms. Again, a nice big shoulder roll up, back and down. Inhale to sweep the arms out and up, lifting chest. As you exhale, trace the front of the body with a prayer, coming all the way down as slowly as you possibly can. Nice and long through the back of the legs, see how that feels. Fingertips on shins, inhale up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Hands down beside the feet, bring the right foot back, drop the kneecap and untuck the toes. As you inhale, take the arms out and up, lifting chest. So in 90 degrees, and then as you exhale, we bring the hands into prayer. So we have choices as always. Right elbow comes over your left knee, right elbow, left knee. If your right elbow won't fit over your left knee, then we just open the arms up. So right arm onto the knee and left hand onto the left hip. So your choice, seeing how that feels. If you have the hands in prayer still, we're going to push the top hand into the bottom and roll the left shoulder up, back and down. So we're pushing the right elbow into the knee to create lift through the left side of your chest. We're trying to lift the body away from that left thigh with the structure of the arms. So again, that top hand is pushing into the bottom hand to create lift for your body. If you fancy it tonight, you can take those right toes, tuck them underneath and lift the right knee. Again, don't worry about it too much. We're finding a releasing class this evening, so just being kind to your body. And then as you exhale, bring the right kneecap down if it's not already. As you inhale, take the prayer up. Keeping that nice long lift through both sides of the body. As you exhale, we're going to take the hands behind the back. Reverse prayer, reverse namaste behind your back, or you can grab hold of alternative elbows. Do the position that makes sure that your shoulders don't roll forward. If you're in prayer and you can just about make it, but your shoulders are kind of in your ears, then it's not as good as bringing your hands, it's not as beneficial as bringing your hands into clasp behind you. So do whichever one feels good for you. And as you inhale, we're going to lift your chest, rolling your shoulders up, back and down. Good. If you have reverse prayer, your little fingers, use them to guide the back body up and open. One more big breath in. And then as you exhale, we're going to lean forward through the body. So we're trying not to come into the hips too much. We're making it about our upper body for the moment. The belly is lifted over that left thigh. Shoulders are coming back and your heart is reaching towards the front edge of your mat. Again, shoulders pushing back nice and long through the collarbones. And then next inhale, coming all the way back up, opening those arms up. And then as you exhale, place your hands beside the front foot. Tucking right toes, lengthening out through that right leg and planting right hand underneath your right shoulder. As you inhale, squeeze the thighs towards the center line and lift the left arm. Again, we're pulling away through your right heel, lifting up through that right thigh. Both shoulders pushing back into their sockets. Big breath in. Big sigh out. One more big breath in. And as you exhale, left hand comes down to frame that front foot, left foot back into plank. As you exhale, drop your knees, untuck your toes and bring your whole body down onto the floor. Inhaling into low cobra, shoulders back, noticing your low spine. Can we stay here without clenching the bum cheeks? So relaxing from waist downwards. Again, that nice long inhale. Nourishing those lower back muscles. One more big breath in. And as you exhale, gently let the body come down. Tucking toes. Inhale to push the hips towards the heels. And then exhale, downward dog. So a gentle pedal through the feet, maybe even crossing knees underneath the other leg as you bend and stretch. Just seeing how that feels for the hips. And then coming back into the center, inhale up high onto toes. Exhale down through the heels. Bending the knees, gazing between the hands, your choice, jump or step. In between the hands, allow the head to fall. Inhale up halfway, fingertips on the floor or on shins. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. So your choice, you can either reverse swan dive, or if you're feeling a little lightheaded, you can roll yourself up, again head heavy. So as you inhale, coming up, lifting your body, extending open through those arms if you're reverse swan dive. And then as you exhale, hands into prayer at heart. Again, rolling the shoulders up, back and down. Taking a moment here to breathe into Tadasana. Just finding length to that inhale. And again, softness to your back. On your next inhale, nice big expansive lift. And as you exhale, we're going to trace the body with the prayer. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Framing the front foot. Inhaling, the left foot comes back. And as you drop the knee, untuck the toes. We're making sure our legs are right angles and we're not coming into crescent lunge today. So as you inhale, click the arms all the way up. And as you exhale, hands come into prayer at heart. So finding stability here by pulling up through that left quad muscle, tucking down through the tailbone. And again, we're replicating what we did on the other side. So either left elbow over that right knee, or you take the arms open, i.e. back of the hand or back of the arm onto that left knee, right hand onto your waist. From here, if we're bringing the hands into prayer, rolling shoulder up, back and down, pushing right hand into left hand to lift the chest away from that right thigh. And again, we're creating structure for the body. If you did on the last side, tuck the left toes and lift away from that left kneecap. Again, don't worry too much about that today. We're finding openness to our breath. So if that's going to create too much problem for your upper body, just take the time to breathe gently. And then as you inhale, lift your breath. Again, creating length for our upper body, making sure we're still at right angles with those legs. And then as you exhale, take the arms out wide and come behind. Again, either clasping the opposite elbows or reverse namaste. Pushing all the way up through the chest and back through those shoulders, lifting into this really super gentle back bend. This nice nourishing open body. Front body is expanding, Lower back is lifting. If it's tough on your neck to look up, just look forwards, but making sure the same curvature of the body is still happening, that lift in your rib cage. And then as you inhale, take the arms out and up. As you exhale, hands come beside the front foot. Tuck the left toes, lift away from that left knee. Plant left hand underneath left shoulder. Squeeze the thighs together, and as you inhale, lift up through that right arm. So again, we're pulling away through left heel, we're pushing back through the shoulders and opening up through the chest. Again, making sure that we take note of the left shoulder as well as the right shoulder, pulling them back into their sockets to create that really open line from left wrist to right middle finger. Big breath in. And as you exhale, framing the front of the foot and then taking that right foot back into plank. Big breath in here. Again, your choice, you can chaturanga or you can knees and then whole body, but coming all the way down without bananaing, untucking the toes. Again, our exercise in a nice relaxed session is going to take us into Sphinx pose. So again, we're trying to nourish those lower back muscles. So bring your elbows underneath your shoulders and hands in front of you into parallel lines. Watch that the elbows don't come up too far because then it's hard to get any stretch in that lower spine. So making sure they're nice and tight. Nice big breath in, big sigh out, just soften the body down into the center and look between the thumbs. As you inhale, we're going to push those elbows into the floor and lift the chest. Shoulders coming back into their sockets, squeezing together. Feel that stretch in the lower spine. A nice bit of stretch in the back of the neck for a moment. And then on your next exhale, we're going to lift the chin to parallel with the floor. So making sure those eyebrows stay nice and soft. Again, those nice big nourishing breaths into that low spine. And close your eyes if you want to. And no tension again from waist downwards. Nice and relaxed through the bum cheeks, through the legs. One more big breath in. And then as you exhale, we're going to take those arms out wide and come down. Forehead comes onto the floor. A gentle wriggle from left to right with those hips. And then hands slide to underneath the shoulders. Tuck toes. Inhaling back onto those heels and exhaling back into downward dog. Again, focusing on that length of breath. Maybe the knees stay bent. Maybe the heels aren't anywhere near the floor tonight. But we're thinking about that nice upper body stretch. Big breath in. You sigh out. Again, nourishing back body. This time we're going to take that right foot up and back into three-legged dog. And as you exhale, we're going to hug that right knee high in towards the chest. Heel turning the foot in between the hands. So on the next inhale, squeezing thighs together and coming up into a nice high lunge. As you exhale, shoulders come down the back body, hips come down towards the floor, and we're lengthening out through that left leg, she says, turning sideways. So we want to make sure that we're pulling up and back through that left quad muscle, pushing into the left heel to really structure both legs as you let those shoulders and those hips fall. Hugging in and up through the belly. Again, those really long, expansive breaths here. One more big breath in. And then as you exhale, we're going to come back with the arms, airplane lunge. Shoulders back, opening along those collarbones again. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. And then we're going to move with your breath. So as you exhale again, airplane lunge. Inhale up, right hip back. Exhale forward. Again, Notice it's a forward motion rather than a downward motion. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Last one, inhale up. And then as you exhale, plant the hands beside the front foot. Take the right foot back into plank, shoulders back, big breath in. Big sigh out, push the floor away. One more big breath in. And then as you exhale, knees, untuck toes, whole body. Hands beside the thighs, wriggling down towards the toes. And then from here, we're going to roll those shoulders up, back and down. Keep sliding the hands down as you lift your chest. Again, the shoulders are coming back, just gazing towards the floor for a moment. And then on the next exhale, let your chin lift. Again, softness across the eyebrows, a deepness to your breath. One more big breath in. And then exhale, gently release. Hands underneath shoulders, tuck toes. Inhale, hips to heels. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left foot up. Exhale, hug it nice and high. Heel toe the foot. Again, we're squeezing the thighs nice and tightly as you come up into high lunge. And as you exhale, shoulders come down, hips come down, right thigh pushes back. Belly is hugged. Body is strong from inside all the way out to those extremities. Nice big breath in. And as you exhale, then we're going to come forward into our airplane lunge. Shoulders back. Belly is still hugging. No tension in those left toes. And then on the next inhale, again, we're going to work with the breath. So inhale up. Exhale forward. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Inhale up. Again, a nice pull back from your left hip. Exhale forward. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale, hands down. Left foot back. Again, your choice, either knees and full body or with chaturangling, elbows stay nice and tight and then all the way down. Untuck toes. Hands beside your body. And then we're going to kick those feet up towards the bottom, coming into Dhanurasana, our bow pose. Making sure that the knees aren't too far apart. And again, if you can't reach your feet, just come into locust, the last one that we did. So reaching the feet. Again, making sure the knees aren't too far apart. And then the forehead comes onto the floor. So a nice big resting breath here. Just to settle the body. Before we roll shoulders up, back and down, and start to kick the feet away to lift the chest. Again, a long breath in and out here. And when you're ready, you can lift the knees. Again, if you get that nice, gentle rocking sensation, great. If not, no worries, just really long, even breaths. One more big breath in, and then exhale, coming all the way down. This time we're going to bring the forehead down and reach those arms forward. Nice long stretch for your body. Kick the feet up towards the bottom, and then just let those feet gently windshield wiper. And then from here we're going to drop the feet over to the right. We're going to let that left hand come to support your body as you just gently push through that left hand and roll onto the right hip a little. If this feels comfortable, if this feels good for your body, you can place the left sole of the foot behind that right leg and lift the kneecap up. And again, just get a deeper stretch for the body, a deeper twist for the body. Big breath in and out. Don't worry if both legs just stay bent. And then one more big breath in. Huge sigh out here. And then very slowly coming back onto your front. Again, forehead onto the floor, left arm comes to straight. Both feet up. And then roll those feet to the left. Right hand comes around about shoulder level. Push into that right hand and just give yourself a gentle push back into that left hip. Again, if that feels good and enough for you tonight, then that's great. If not, then just let that right kneecap lift, minding obstacles and wall. Move yourself over and then push the right knee away from you. Get a nice long stretch through that side. Really releasing that low back. And then very slowly coming back onto your front. Hands underneath your shoulders and then tucking the toes. Coming up onto the knees, giving yourself a full stretch forward, Spider-Man hands. Tuck the forehead onto the floor, pushing through those Spider-Man hands and tucking tailbone underneath. A really big stretch underneath those shoulders. Big breath in. Big sigh out. And then planting those hands. Coming up through downward dog as you exhale. And then bending the knees, jumping or stepping in between the hands. Just lifting up halfway just to sort the back, and then gently turning to the best side for you. Doesn't matter which side, because we're only doing one side. To let your legs come out into our Prasarita stretch. So we want to slightly pigeon toe the feet. Make sure your fingertips can still touch the floor. So if you can, as wide as possible, but still creating structure for your legs. You may need to prop yourself up a little bit if that's not going to help. If not, then slightly bend the knees, but that's our last resort, because we want to get a nice big stretch in your legs too. But again, don't let it compromise your balance. So slightly pigeon toeing the feet and rolling onto the little toe side of those feet. Bringing the fingertips underneath your shoulders, and as you inhale, we're going to lift the chest up halfway, a nice big breath. As you exhale, softening upper body, falling away into the floor. And then when you're ready, right hand comes into the center underneath the shoulders. Fingertips or full palm if you've got the flexibility. And we're going to take that right arm all the way up to the ceiling. Again, we're going to spend a moment here noticing that stretch on the inside of the left thigh, as well as that open space around your shoulders. So nice big breaths all the way through the back and into any space that is feeling like it's getting a nice big stretch here. So as you breathe in, visualize that breath coming in through the nostrils and then maybe into that inner left thigh, or maybe into the outer right ankle. One more big breath in, and then exhale, take the right hand down. Again, we're placing it into the center, and as you inhale, the left arm comes up. We're trying to create a nice long line again from that left middle finger from your right heel of your hand. Again, really big breaths into that inside right thigh. Again, anywhere else that's feeling like it's getting a really good stretch here. Again, everybody's different, so wherever it's feeling like it's getting really stretched, send that breath there. One more big breath in, And then exhale, hands come down. Let the body soften, let the crown of the head fall. Again, we're finding length to your back here. Big deep breaths. And on the next inhale, we're going to come up halfway and we're going to take those arms out wide. So we're going to start to really stretch out through those fingertips and squeeze your shoulder blades back into the sockets. So lifting the chest forward, squeezing shoulder blades back and really engaging the hands, the fingers, the arms. One more big breath in. And then exhale, letting everything soften again. So just kind of taking a couple of reset breaths here. And then we're going to do that again. So really thinking about that line of tension, that squeezing, that sensation of really drawing those muscles in, and then we're going to release it all. So coming up halfway, structuring your body, squeezing your shoulder blades, opening those arms like wings, stretching out to the fingertips. Big breath in, big breath out here. Big breath in, squeezing even further. And then big sigh, let it go. Again, nice softening breaths here. And then we're going to bend into those knees. So just coming over to one side and then over to the other side, just to release the stretch of those legs. Doesn't matter which side. Just taking your whole body over to one side and then whole body over to the other side, stretching out through those legs, and then maybe back over to the other side. And then back again, last time. And then very gently coming back to the front of your mat. So, sitting down onto your bottom, swinging your legs around, giving those legs a little wiggle. So we've done quite a lot on the inside of those thighs, so just want to finish off with the outside of your thighs. So I think we'll do that on the backs this evening. So making your way down onto the floor, nice and slowly. Again, no boat pose this evening because we've already done it at the beginning of the practice. Coming all the way down. I know you thank me for it eventually. And then draw the knees in towards the chest. Just a little bunny hop to release from low back. Coming into our figure 4 stretch tonight. So right ankle over your left knee. Thread the right hand in between those legs and grab hold of the shin or the underside of the thigh. Wherever we are, left hand comes to join, and then we're flexing your right foot. Big breath in. As you exhale, pull that left knee towards you and maybe kick the right elbow into the inside of that right thigh to push that away too. And don't worry too much about that last bit. I'm sure you're feeling a nice big stretch as it is. You should be feeling it in the right glute, around the hip and around the outside of the thigh. So use your breath to come into that deeper stretch. Just have a notice here. I see quite a lot of people in yoga classes concentrating so much on what they're doing with their legs that their chin has lifted and their back of their neck is probably going to get a crick in it by the time they finish. So slightly tuck your chin in. Make sure your shoulders are down. And then think about the legs too. Close the eyes, center the body, center the mind. Center your breath. One more big breath in. And then exhale to gently release. Unhook the right leg. And come on to the other side. So left ankle is hooking over the right knee, flexing the foot. And then both hands come around that right shin or the right thigh. Big breath in. As you exhale, pull the right knee nice and close. And again, depending on how much space you've got, you can put that left elbow to push the left thigh away. Again, just shoulders down, chin slightly tucked, long into your breath, closing the eyes down. Again, each exhale, just letting those muscles release, relax, unwind. and one more big breath in. And big old sigh out to release. Unhook those legs. Kick your feet up towards the ceiling, nice big circle through your ankles. And then we're going to make our way to the wall. So if you're lucky enough to be able to shimmy towards it, or you probably wouldn't be actually, because you wouldn't be able to do your practice, but just moving yourself into a nice comfortable space. Again, if you don't have a wall, don't worry too much, just relaxing in our normal Shavasana. But if you do have a wall, sticking your mat as close as you can towards it, putting your bottom as close as you can towards it, to one side with the legs, and then laying down to one side and lifting those legs up. That's the easiest way to get a close just to the wall as possible. So again, we're just going to take a moment to roll your shoulders up, back and down. I haven't got any music tonight, sorry about that. Rolling shoulders up, back and down, and slightly lifting the head to tuck the chin, so that when you place the head back on the floor, you've got the longest neck possible, to be super kind to your back, to your neck. You can let the palms just fall open, or again you can place your hands onto your belly. Either way, just wriggle your toes a little bit and notice, give yourself even a little massage to your thighs. Notice how much tension is in the thighs. Just close the eyes down and see if you can let the muscles around the toes soften. Again, maybe give them a wriggle. Let those muscles around the ankles start to relax. And it's not always easy to let those muscles go, certainly not with them raised up in the air. So really use the wall as that support mechanism to really soften out through those legs. Let them, give them a really good chance to relax. So again, the back of the knees, the muscles around the kneecaps, can they soften even further? And again, those big muscle groups around the thighs, can you let those go? Just using your best efforts to let the next exhale soften the whole of the leg from toe to hip. And then notice those muscles around your back. Again, we've kept those back stretches as quite nourishing, kind back stretches tonight, so nothing too forceful, but just notice any twinges in the lower back. See if we need to, again, send our breath into that space. Coming into a softer breath now, to ease your way into stillness. Upper back falling away, shoulders softening, arms relaxing. No tension across the eyebrows, around the jaw. Again, just embracing the sense of stillness for your body, for your mind, for your breath. just taking a moment to starting to deepen your breath. Starting to wriggle your toes, breathe a little bit of life into those toes. Just waving the feet from left to right. Rolling through ankles and wrists. And then placing the soles of the feet onto the wall, still with eyes closed if you can, and just curling your tailbone up slightly. So lift it off the floor a little bit, just to stretch out your lower back. Give yourself one final stretch, and then roll your pelvis back down onto the floor. And then bend the knees in towards your chest, just rolling over to one side. Doesn't have to be the right, whichever side is more comfortable and has less obstacles. Take a couple of breaths here. And then very slowly, very gently and very carefully, because you're in a different position to usual, come up into our comfortable cross-legged seat. As always, still if you can, with eyes closed. Placing the hands face up into the lap tonight, chin falling down towards the chest. As always, when we come to this space, we take a moment to honour our practice, to give thanks, to allow ourselves the chance to embrace this stillness that we find on our mat. Take a moment to enjoy that stillness. And see if we can extend it off the mat. Bringing the hands together, rubbing them towards us. And then place those hands as cups over the eyes. A gentle massage through those sockets. I think we earned it. And then gently blink those eyelids open as you place the hands into prayer. Namaste everybody. Thank you so much as always for joining me on the mat this evening, and I hope you enjoyed our super relaxing practice. As always, if you did enjoy it, please give me a little thumbs up, and where possible, or if you've got the energy to do so, a comment would be great too. And again, as always, donations on the link below if you have the wherewithal to do so. Hopefully I have everything crossed for our practice to be outside on Sunday morning. I don't know what the weather report's saying at the moment, but I have everything crossed. So hopefully I will see some of you outdoors. If not, then practice will be online again on Monday and Wednesday. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you soon. Namaste.